Hello, welcome back to the channel Up the Reds TV with me, Andy. Okay, so this one is the post-match for Liverpool 1, Manchester City 2. And please like, please share, and please subscribe to the channel. Okie doke. So let's get to it. Okay, it's not going to be nice. It is from here, okay, and from here. So yeah, as you can probably tell by the tone of my voice, I ain't a happy bunny with that performance. The Reds came into this game with 1 win from 6 games. Man City also came into the game with 1 win from 6 games. The Reds are now 1 win in 7. Manchester City are now 2 wins in 7. So, I mean, I could just stop it at there, but I won't do. As you know, I will always try to give constructive criticism, but you cannot play a 90-minute game of football and not turn up in the first 45 minutes of a game and then just turn up for 15 minutes in the second half. You just cannot do that. And you cannot, as a manager, not see that your team is, or a head coach, as we keep being told, that your team is wilting once you've taken the lead. You needed to make changes, but you didn't. You made changes after they'd scored both goals. It's just absolutely shocking that, you know, I could see it. I've told you, I've been a coach and a manager. I could see what was happening, and yet we didn't decide to make any changes off the bench. It would have been just getting legs out there for me. So, first off, I probably haven't seen a worse first half against Manchester City, if I'm honest with you. And I know we got hammered at their place, but come on. We were at Anfield. The crowd was up for it from the onset. Hugo Ekitike makes a challenge in the first 30 seconds. That should have riled everybody. But guess what? We were non-existent in that first half. Our passing was poor. They kept on breaking through. Our press only lasted the first 5 minutes, and that was it. And that was, oh, I've done my bit now. All right. And then, like I say, it just disappeared. And City just played through our midfield with ease. Ryan Gravenberg, the poor game he had. McAllister has no legs, don't know what he does. Vert had a quiet game by his standards. Bit better in the second half. But, yeah, we were all over the shop, you know. Ekitike didn't get the rub of the green he wanted. Gakpo's just Gakpo. You will not get a 90-minute game out of Gakpo. Salah was just Salah. You know, he had little flinting moments. Did Salah. But look, Man City had 10 shots in the first half. I can't see. We didn't even get half of those shots, and we're the home team. Alisson makes 2 saves from Haaland in the first half. One is when Silva finds him, and this was another thing. How can he be getting space and playing balls through our lines? And Kirkes did really well to put Haaland off, and Ali makes the save. The second one that Ali makes from a Haaland shot is that, for some reason, Ali's putting his foot on the ball. He should have passed the ball early to Van Dijk. And then when he does decide to pass, Van Dijk's not set for it. He goes out for a throw-in. From the throw-in, Rodri finds some space, crosses the ball. Haaland's running away from goal, but he still gets his shot on target. Yeah, Alisson smothers it, but it was just madness in that first half. We had lots of our players were off it. Um, our midfield was non-existent. We had half chance for Salah twice. One deflects for a corner. Then Donnarumma, he flaps at one, and then Salah tries to chip him, and it hits the top of the netting. So 0-0 at half time, and we're lucky that we are 0-0 at half time. So the Reds start okay in the second half. We had 3 great chances before we scored, and Ekitike missed a glorious one when we had a good counter break. We played the ball brilliantly. He gets the ball off Salah. Salah then makes the run. Ekitike should have passed it to Vert on the right, but he passed it to Salah, carried on his run, and missed a header. And, that was one of 2 or 3 chances that we had. And then it was became a basketball game. And then on 72 minutes, Bernardo Silva, who constantly fouls, Neville give him the man of the match, the dirty little runt. 72 minutes, we get a chance, and a good chance. We had a free kick before that Salah took, was nowhere near on target. Why is Mohamed Salah taking free kicks when he's never ever scored a goal for us from a free kick? Never. And it was just a wasted effort, absolutely wasted. So Dom gets his chance, and it was a Dom Sloboszlai special. Great finish, and I thought at that point we deserved to take the lead because we were creating the chances, and you could see what was happening in the next 5-10 minutes. City were coming back into it. We started to sit back, and that's when Slot should have pounced, but he didn't. He did not make any changes between then and City scoring the first. Absolutely disgraceful, that. You could see what was happening. They were just passing through us. Guardiola made the positive changes, but we didn't. We made the changes after they equalised. And talking about the equaliser, yes, Dom Sloboszlai played everybody on, but that ball should never have come in from where it came in. No pressure on the ball. That tells you that the players are tired. And obviously, the little shithouse scores a goal, doesn't he? And gets his team back into it. Then Slot decides he takes Gap off and brings on Jones. And City has still got the impetus, and they're on top of us. And then yet again, a ball played through. City played through. Ali takes him out. It's a penalty. Every single day of the week, that is a penalty. Honestly, how we let that situation come is unbelievable. To be in charge of the game and then not to be in charge of the game. Yes, you can blame it on the players, but this one is down to Arne Slot massively because of the way we played in the first half and the way we just had a bit of a cameo in the second half, be it 15 minutes. City obviously then go 2-1 up, and then we just lose our heads. What the hell is Alisson doing up there? What the hell are we letting this happen? And it results in a VAR check. The ball is in the back of the net, but there's a VAR check. The ref didn't blow for a foul. He blew for a goal. Why is fucking VAR getting involved then when the ball is in the back of the net? What it's ended up as, and they'll say they're following the letter of the law, which they might be, but oh, for fuck's sake, lads, really? We've now lost a player. Is it three match ban he gets if it's a straight red, or is that just for violent conduct? So he's got sent off. So please, somebody tell me that it's only going to be for one game of what he did. He denied a goal opportunity. Please tell me it's just for one game. But if it isn't, three games is a massive loss, especially for Dom. And yet again, he was playing out of position, so he was obviously the last man, and that was just an embarrassing end for me. The way how that game finished. I've not listened to Onslaught's pressing to post match. I've not listened to any of the players post match because it's really, really bad. And the terminology I used in me pre-match was, I hope this is not a full stone. And guess what? It bang right is a full stone. Again, we've won one game in 7, one Premier League game in 7. That is not acceptable for Liverpool Football Club. People keep telling, or we keep telling people, we're the biggest club in, one of the biggest clubs in Europe, one of the biggest clubs in Europe because of our the trophies that we've won, the traditions that we have. Guess what? We're fucking acting like a small club. We really, really are. And that is from Edwards, Hughes, Slot downwards. Absolutely shocking way that we've been behaving, especially this transfer window that's just shut. You could tell we needed players. We weren't in. We act like a small-minded club, and everybody talks about us. We're doing it for the future. We're building for the future. Building what for the fucking future? We needed to retain our title this season, right? We didn't get defenders in. We didn't replace Luis Diaz. We went out and spent billions, millions, 500 million. Yes, we recouped some 300 million of that. But I tell you what, the excuses that I've heard from this head coach is absolutely pathetic, and I've no idea what he's going to say in his post-match. He'll probably bring out the his stats. He'll probably have a look at them, but this is not good enough, Liverpool Football Club. It flipping well isn't, and something needs to be sorted out, and sorted out pretty soon. Brentford are on level points with us. They've got the same goal difference as us. If City have got that third, we would have been in 7th place. 7th place of reigning champions. You know, we're not as bad as Leicester, but I tell you what, it feels like that. Perhaps when Leicester won it. So yeah, it was really a bad performance, honestly. Players, Alisson made 2 good saves in the first half. Lost his head a bit when Haaland had his second chance and he smothered it. I thought Kirk has played well. He was up for it from minute 1. You could say that. He made a great tackle on Semenyo and he was pumping his chest and going, right, this is going to be good. Nobody else was pumping the chest, you know, especially the players in front of him. Sloboszlai, Dom, he didn't have a very good start to the game, I have to admit. Was it Antonori? was running rings round him, and then he settled into playing right back, and then Canate Canate did okay. There was nothing wrong. He could do anything about the goals. Came down Virgil van Dijk's side. Virgil van Dijk, he kept Haaland quiet, but the defending in the penalty area, no, has to be miles better than that. You know, Virgil, you know why people say, we don't listen to the noise? Maybe you should start listening to the noise, because that is not acceptable today. And Ryan Gravenberch, I thought he was really poor in the first half. He wasn't the only one. I thought the midfield trio were, but he just wasn't laying off the ball quick enough. He was just trying to control it, but he had men round him. We'd never do any of this ping stuff from midfield where we can open up defences. So yeah, he had a bad game in general, if I'm honest with you, but his first half was non-existent. McAllister, yes, he set up that chance in the first half for Salah, who hits it and it goes out for a corner. But other than that, he did nothing. Absolutely nothing at all. So, yeah. And look, we have to be honest, Verts had a very quiet game. They sort of like made sure he didn't get the ball. And it was a good, clever tactic by City. And that's probably come from Pep Linders, saying cut out the threat there and we might get something from this game. Salah, great pass to Ekitike to score the header that went wide. But he got a free kick from Gueye from outside the box, where he took the free kick himself and just absolutely wasted it. And as I said, he has never, ever scored a free kick for Liverpool in the time that he has played for us. Never. He's assisted some, but he's never, ever scored direct from a free kick. So why he was taking it, I had no idea. And Gakpo, forget it with him. Absolutely forget it with him. Another non-event from him. He's pressing, he can't press. Hugo Ekitike had a very quiet game, and you can understand why, because he tried to get involved, didn't he? He was trying to do fancy flicks. He did set up Verts in the second half, didn't he, in front of the cop, but Verts was a bit of a back pass attempt that was blocked by Gueye. But other than that, he was quite Ekitike. Then Jones came on. What can you do when you come on at 83, 84 minutes of a game? You take Gakpo off, where, it was just pathetic. Chiesa comes on for Kirkes, and he puts a couple of crosses in, doesn't he? And that's it. Nothing else. But he's been brought on when we're 2-1 down. Yet again, Slot, bringing a player on when we're chasing the game, when the legs are tired. Absolute gobshite of decisions that he made today. Look, I said it's a false dawn. It is a false dawn. You need the reality. Then the reality is we've won 1 in 7, right? And we are away to a team who's not lost a Premier League game at home, and that's Sunderland on Wednesday. I will be doing a pre-match warm-up for that on Tuesday, but yeah, this is one to take stock. I said we had 5 games in February. I struggled to see where we would get 9 points from, and here we go. We managed to get 3 points from a Newcastle team who are poor at the moment, and they got a bit of a lesson given to them by Brentford. away. So yeah, um, I'm not even going to say it is what it is, because it isn't. We are Liverpool Football Club, but we ain't acting like a big club. We're acting like a small club, and it's showing massively now to us. You have to be going out there winning football matches, but you've got to be playing from minute 1 to minute 90. And felt sorry for the home supporters. They got behind the team. They would do singing the songs, whatever, and then the team just loses it, capitulates, and we end up losing the game 2-1. So yeah, poor performance by the Reds. I am now struggling to see if they get a victory away at Sunderland on Wednesday. No Dom Sloboszlai at right back. Gomez wasn't even on the bench, so I take it he didn't train yesterday. And Slot told us in the pre-match that he would hopefully be back training on Saturday, and it'll be good to have him to help the team. Well, he was nowhere near. Wasn't even named as a. So we need to stop listening to all this nonsense that's been piled out about players. And I knew when Joey Gomez went off injured in that game, it wasn't a couple of weeks' job. It never is with him. I've always said it's been longer, and it looks like it's going to be with him. So, thanks for watching this video. Thanks for hearing me moan. And yeah, I'd like to say enjoy your Sunday evening, but my weekend's been spoilt because I knew what would happen from my pre-match. We had to get the 3 points in this game because United and Chelsea are going away with it. And if you saw them yesterday, they were on it. And if you saw us today, we were on it, and we don't deserve to be in the top 4. And people are saying, but we're still in the Champions League and we're going to go and win the Champions League. I have told you guys, we are not good enough to win the Champions League. You know, if I'm wrong in that, come back and tell me off on here. In fact, I will make an hour-long video saying and apologising how wrong I was. Are we good enough to win the FA Cup? No. That's how bad we are. We cannot win the 2 competitions that we are left in. 17 points behind Arsenal. 17 as reigning champions. Let that sink in. So yeah. Right, and there's some other bad news as well. Do you know Jeremy Jacquet, the centre half who signed for next season? £55 million we've paid. And we're going to pay another £5 million in add-ons. Well, guess what? He's got a serious shoulder injury. Picked it up playing for Rennes. So if your day didn't get any worse, well, it just has now. I haven't drank in coming up to nearly 9 months. I've stopped drinking. But I tell you what, my Guinness glass is full of, pint is full over there. Right, I'll just show it. Just bear with me. There, look. But honestly, today, I feel like having a drink. I'm not going to, right? But yeah, I really do feel like having a drink, but I'm not going to. So, anyway, it's a cheers from me, Corporation Pop, known as water to us oldies. Again, thanks for watching. I'll speak to you guys on Tuesday, and keep your heads up, and we'll just have to see what's going to develop in the next 7 days. Up the Reds.